Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. So, Joshua, guess what?
What?
I have news.
News? I hope it's good news.
I have decided to become a libertarian.
Oh, that is news.
What do you think that means?
Libertarian. Does that mean you're, I don't know what that means.
Okay, so the Libertarian Party is a third party, and let's just be honest for a second. Traditionally speaking, libertarians kind of suck. They do. And I've always thought I was more libertarian just as a general rule of thumb, separate from the party. I thought that I basically I just want people to leave me alone. That's all I really want. I want people to leave me alone. I don't really particularly care to pay taxes because I work. I don't think you really understand taxes until you own a business, and then taxes become a whole goddamn other thing. I never mind paying taxes before I started a business, and now I'm less like, what the holy f is this? And basically I just want the government out of my business, especially after the last year. So I've always thought that generally speaking, I was more libertarian. But the problem is that the Libertarian Party sucks. They suck. They put up horrible candidates. They have horrible national representatives. They have a whole bunch of SJWs running around running the national party. And I was just like, I'm not joining the, everyone last year was when I was independent, they were like, Carlin, don't, you need to join the Libertarians. That's where you belong. I was like, I'm not joining the fucking Libertarians. These people are insane. They put up stupid presidential candidates. And then their presidential candidate last year, her name is Jo Jorgensen. She came out and she was like, Black Lives Matter. And and it happened to occur not soon, right around the time when I was chased by Black Lives Matter in Dallas. And so I was like, fuck you. And then their previous presidential candidate came out and was also like, Black Lives Matter. I was like, the Libertarian Party can go F itself. But there is now a rabble-rousing group within the Libertarian Party called the Mises Caucus, who I have. They're
rabble-rousers?
They're rabble-rousers. They are. They're troublemakers. What they're trying to do is take over the Libertarian Party and actually make it libertarian again. So they believe in platforms like they're no war, complete a non-aggression principle. So I am on board with that. They're not on board with identity politics at all whatsoever. And there's some other stuff too. But those are two big issues for me. And I was like, okay, if I've got a rabble-rousing group of troublemakers that are actually trying to make the Libertarian Party good, and they're cool people, and I agree with a lot of what they think, and I've been watching a lot of their content, I've been trying to figure out, is this actually a good thing? And I was like, you know what? These people are actually, also, bonus, they're actually being nice to me. Whereas the Republican Party is basically like, F you, Carlin, we don't even want you here anyway. So if I have the Republicans on one side basically telling me to go screw, and the Libertarians, at least in the Mises Caucus, that are like, yes, come to us, and I happen to agree with them on a lot of things, F that, man, I'm out. The GOP can go screw itself. I'm a Libertarian.
Wow.
That's my big news.
Okay. Well, I mean, you make a decision. You can always make another decision if you want, that's, it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind. The Brady Bunch. I think Marsha Brady said that when she wanted to break a date with somebody.
Well, and see, that's what I'm saying too. It's kind of like I felt a little. I'm very disappointed in the Republican Party. I am extremely disappointed with how they've behaved this year, and that's the leadership, and that's also just everyday average Republicans. I'm just I wanted so badly for them to figure it out, to come together, to continue this big tent thing that they started, but they just don't seem to want to do that, and they just whine all the time. And Joshua, I can't do it. I cannot be around people all day, every day that just whine and whine and whine and whine and whine and never want to do anything to actually solve the problem.
Right.
That's my very definition of a nightmare, is to be around people that are just complaining all day, every day. I don't think that's good for me. You know me a long time. Do I do well in those types of environments?
No, I think it's very SJW, isn't it?
I mean, it is a little bit SJW because like they are the victims of the world. Everyone's working against them. They can never get ahead. And it's just like, I can't, man. I can't do it anymore. And so like where I'm at with it is like, I can see fit to vote for Republican candidates that I actually believe in, that I actually think are good candidates, but I just cannot be a member of the Republican Party. I tried and I failed, and I just have to consider this to be a learning experience that was part of the journey I had to take to get where I'm going. And, you know, I wish I had gotten there sooner, but the Libertarians kind of sucked last year. So it was what it was.
Okay. And, you know, you can always, like, if the Republican Party does redeem themselves, like, what would they have to do for you to get back, for them to get back in your good graces?
I don't know if they could, to be honest, because here's the thing. Like, I was willing to compromise on so many issues. I was. I am pro-choice. That is not going to change. I am not. I will absolutely never be a pro-life person because I think there are just too many contingencies that need to be discussed, and so that was never going to change. That is something the Republican Party was never going to change, and so it's kind of like I was willing to put that on the back burner. Like I can understand the pro-life position. I can understand it. So I was like, okay, you know, I theoretically like I don't think I would ever have an abortion, but like so I can wrap my head around that particular thing.
Well, if you're going to have one, you shouldn't have one here on air. I mean, that would be
no. Well, we definitely won't do that.
No.
But, you know, like, this is an example of like, I was compromising on that issue and I was compromising on a few other issues that I just don't think, frankly, are like the most important thing right now. So I was like, you know, put it on the back burner, bicker about it later. There's bigger fish to fry. But at the end of the day, like I just don't align with them on a lot of things. And if they're the ones that are actively telling me, get the hell out of our party, we don't want you here anyway, well, fine. Then I don't have to be around. And to be quite frank, like I will take as many people with me when I decide to leave because, you know, I'm a bitter person and I will get my vengeance on this party.
Also, the Libertarians, would you say that they welcomed you with open arms? They've been really just great.
Yes, they've been awesome. They really have. I mean, I mean, they've been so generous with their time and their energy, and I just like, you know what it is? It's like it just feels better to me. Like I remember the day I joined the Republican Party, and that's just a matter of like going out of town hall and like filling out a form, right? This is not a big deal. I actually felt dirty about it though, and I never quite got to the point where I was comfortable calling myself a Republican or comfortable being like I'm comfortable with working with them, but being a part of it, I've always just felt like, ew, it just doesn't make me feel good. The instant, and all I had to do to join the Libertarian Party was to give them money. This is not like the hardest thing in the world. I pulled out my credit card and I gave them a donation, and that was it. And now apparently I get a certificate and a lapel pin or whatever. But like, it just felt better. Like it was like, oh, this feels like it's what it should feel like. And I kind of felt the same way when I left the Democratic Party. It was like the Democratic Party was like killing me to be associated with them. And then as soon as I left, and especially being a part of Walkaway, that I was like, oh, this feels good now. And I feel the same thing with this. And it's like, it just feels like a better move. The people, I think, like, and again, like, I agree with them on, I think, most of the issues that they really care about. There'll always be a couple, but like, whatever, like the majority of the issues I care about. But most importantly, I like that the Mises Caucus is fighting for something, and they're doing what I so wish the MAGA people in the Republican Party would get their shit together and do, but they aren't, and they're refusing to. And every time I'm like, okay, you want to go and do something? You want to do something about it? They're like, no, meh, we don't really want to. And so it's like, if you're not going to help yourself, then why would I stick around? I'll go over here because these people are actually fighting.
Well, I wonder if you would have initially joined the Republican Party if Donald Trump wasn't in office.
Oh, no, that never would have happened. I was very much like I was behind the party of Trump. I made the decision before the election, and I thought that like if the party was going to stick in that direction, then that was something that I could see being a part of and I could see kind of working with. But and I think I really do think that most people see Trump still as the leader of the party. After CPAC, I was very sure about that, but it's just like, it's just the constant whining and complaining and doing nothing. I just can't. I can't. It's not how I'm wired, you know? Wish him the very best of luck, but this is where I'm going for right now. So, Joshua, can we do first reading of the night? We're going to focus on me.
Yes.
What is the best way? Is joining the Libertarian Party going to work out in my best advantage? I don't know. How do I want to phrase this?
How will I be affected having how will I be affected in joining the Libertarian Party?
Yes. How will I be affected in joining the Libertarian Party?
Carlin, do you want to try another deck? Do you want to try? I just was smudging my cards, and I said I'm going to give Carlin the choice. We can stick to the tried and true what we usually do, or we can go with Ryder. I wanted to give you the option.
I feel like I'm being put on the spot. I don't know. What do you feel like doing, Joshua? Do you feel
totally
like moving?
Ambivalent. I'm totally ambivalent. We could switch.
Let's use the Ryder just for shits and giggles.
Well, I think a lot of people are more familiar with the Ryder, so they might be able to like play along.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do the Ryder.
Okay, so the question would be, how will joining the Libertarian Party affect me? Right?
How will joining the Libertarian Party affect me?
And tell me when to stop shuffling your cards.
Stop.
So your first card is Page of Wands. So the page is a youngster and wands are about fire. So this is something you're excited about, and it's like something new. So it's almost like bright, shiny thing. And you're really excited about it. So we'll get your juices flowing with the Page of Wands. However, we get two cards that are really interesting, that are very, I would say, nebulous. You have the Seven of Cups, which is also the minor arcana equivalent of the moon. So essentially, things are subject to change. You're going to get in there. This is my feeling. If I was to make a prediction.
If you were to be a psychic.
If I were to be a psychic, I would say that once you get in there, like right now you're full of piss and vinegar with the Page of Wands. But with the 7, then you're going to be like, holy shit, is everybody fucked up? Essentially.
I fully expect it to be fucked up. Like, I'm going into eyes wide open. Like, the Libertarians are fucked up. Like, let's just be clear. They are fucked up. They have all this internal nonsense going on. Actually, some of it's kind of funny to watch. So I'm under no illusions that this is a perfect, like, utopia.
Yeah. Seven of Cups is very much about, like, choices and, with all these cups here, it's like this could be good, that could be good, that might be bad, So the Seven of Cups is almost a sense of dissipating. So the energy will dissipate in the sense that you're gung-ho right now, but I think that when you get in there, and then further with the Moon card, there's a sense of confusion and there's a sense of flux. My feeling is that this is a temporary thing. You might as well just fucking go independent. I gotta stop swearing. I'm sorry, people who don't like swearing. I will stop. I'm sorry. What if my grandmother is listening in spirit? She'd be...
Well, okay, so the thing of it is like in New Hampshire, like I can technically be independent anyway. And listen, like, I mean, if the Republicans run a good candidate, I will vote for the good candidate. I just don't trust the Republicans to run a good candidate right this second. That's part of the problem. But like, I mean, I consider myself to be like an independent voter, but I also really like what the Mises Caucus is doing. And I think like if they can actually bring more people, if the Mises Caucus can do some stuff to make the Libertarian Party suck significantly less, I actually think overall that's going to be a net benefit.
Right on.
I think that's important.
Yeah, I mean, you have to follow your excitement and then, trust where that leads, But I don't think that this is going to be a long-lasting affair.
Oh, well, I will never have a party to call my own. That's why I'm wearing a politically homeless shirt today. It says politically homeless on it. So that's probably good. But the thing of it is like, I don't even view myself really like, I don't necessarily want to be like a leader in this at all. I really don't. I just want to sit back and chill and like be aligned with people who don't whine all day and who aren't like, well, the Libertarians are kind of crazy, let's be honest. But like at least like I agree with a lot of their craziness, and worst comes to worst, I mean, they probably have the best weed of any political party, so there's always that. Well, they're for legalized drugs.
They all drugs or just weed?
All drugs, I think. But
No. So
Yeah.
does libertarian, is that like come from the liberal?
Yes, it's like get the government out of our effing business. That's what the libertarians are.
Oh, well, that's not it. That sounds very Republican, no?
Not the way the Republican Party's going. No, not the way they're going at all. Maybe in an ideal version of the Republican Party, but no, that's not where they're going. Not all libertarians are for open borders, people in the chat. Not all libertarians are for open borders. God, like people like, and this is part of the problem, is like every time I bring this up, people are like, Carlin, the libertarians do this and do that, or they're stupid. Yes, there are libertarians that believe stupid things. Congratulations. There are also Republicans that believe stupid things. That's not going to convince me.
I see. So are they like, where do they fall? Like say Democrat and Republican are opposites, just for the sake of argument. And where are libertarians? Are they right in the middle, or are they leaning left or right?
Okay, let me bring up Political Compass.
Okay.
Because this is actually going to answer your question more, I believe. Okay, hang on. I need a photo of the Political Compass. I don't want to... Hang on. Okay. So, here we are. Share. Guys, and I promise we're going to get to your super chats in 1 second, but Joshua needs a lesson in whatever the hell this is. Okay, so Joshua, Democrats typically on the left over here, right?
Got it.
Let me see if I can just make that bigger. Okay. So this is the Democrats. This is the Republicans. Okay. Now this is a different axis than where we would put the libertarians, because the libertarians are on the vertical axis, authoritarian versus libertarian. Libertarians are basically like, essentially like get the government out of our business. Whereas like you can have right-leaning libertarians. You can also have right-leaning authoritarians. You can have left-leaning libertarians in theory. You can have left-leaning authoritarians. So it's like a different access. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yes.
Joshua, we should have you take the Political Compass test at some point so we know where you stand politically.
Oh, let's do that. Yeah, you send it to me, and I'll make sure I do it by next show.
That would be a fun game. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to the big libertarian New Hampshire thing called Pork Fest, which stands for porcupine, not anything having to do with bacon. And that's going to be in June. I'm really excited about that. And I don't know. I feel good about this. I feel significantly better here than I did in the Republican Party, and they can go sort out their business, whatever. Okay. I am just along for the ride.
Right on. Okay, fair enough.
All right, guys, welcome to Nothing Remotely Controversial. This is a show that Joshua and I do every Tuesday night at 9:30, where I talk about news and really whatever I feel like talking about. And Joshua, who is a professional psychic, uses his psychic and astrology and tarot card powers to help us peer beneath the surface and look at what's really going on. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not so good. We do take your questions on this show, so if you have anything that you want Joshua to psychic, you do have to send us in a super chat, because time is money, but you get to decide on the value depending on how much you like us on any given day, apparently. And the only thing we ask is if you send in a super chat, please keep it a high level question that will be interesting to everyone. Like, I don't know, should Carlin join the Libertarian Party, which really is just about me, but it's my show, so I'm going to say it's interesting to everyone. Not, should I move to Florida? Hat tip, Lisa K. All right, let's get into it, because we actually already have a bunch of super chats tonight, Joshua. Jeez, people are already in here early. Let's see. Charmed 3XS wants to know, will the Democrats get the Orwellian named For the People's Act passed? Are we doomed as a free nation? Joshua, the For the People's Act, if I am correct, and chat, please correct me if I'm wrong, this is HR 1, which is the election bill that the Democrats have been pushing, which basically would allow them to fortify every election moving forward, and it would not be good at all. So, will the For the People's Act get passed?
So do me a favor, just say, what is the fate of For the People's Act?
What is the fate of the For the People's Act?
And tell me when to stop shuffling, please. Ooh, interesting. So the first card you get is Prudent. So things are coming along nicely. Okay, things are they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's and doing the
We
right.
don't want things to come across nicely. We don't want this act to pass.
Wait. I don't care what you want because I have to remain in neutrality in order to give you the right answer.
Okay.
Sorry. So things are happening in the sense that things are coming along, right? With the Empress card, something new is going to be born from that. Like there's going to be stuff like new growth and new developments and abundance. However, your final outcome is Three of Swords. So I would say no. I think you're going to get really close to the end, and then it's going to be a matter of something's going to go south. So things look really good, and I think people are going to be prematurely elated about it. But I think with Three of Swords, its fate is not good.
Yay. That's good to know. Hey, guys in the chat, I am not going to defend every position that libertarians have taken. I'm not going to defend every presidential candidate, so you can stop trying. I just don't care. Not all libertarians are for open borders, and a lot of libertarians think their past several presidential candidates have really sucked. So you can keep throwing those arguments at me. I don't care. Get your shit together in the Republican Party, and then maybe we can have a conversation. All right, let's see. Justin White, thank you for the sticker. Spirit Matter, new name for the Democratic Party should be the Committee for Public Safety. That's the name the Revolutionary French used to call themselves Teehee. I don't necessarily disagree with you there. Cold Summer 91 says, ooh, this is a fun question. Is there something big going on with Bill Gates other than the divorce? What's going on with Bill Gates, Joshua?
Like in terms of it affecting America?
Well, this might be the other thing that they're getting to. I don't know if that's, I can't say those on air because we'll get instantly demonetized, but is there
surprise?
Yeah, this is like a Q thing. But like, so is there something big going on with Bill Gates?
In reference, like, are we talking about in his personal life or in his public life?
I don't know. I'm going based on the question, and the question is there something big going on for Bill Gates other than the divorce?
Okay, so they want to include like his private life. Well, let's see. And say Bill Gates?
Bill Gates.
There's something going on big with Bill Gates other than the divorce. And I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Ooh. Yeah, he's not in the greatest space. He is.
Ooh.
With Seven of Swords, he's having to like this is sort of like covering your tracks, and again, it could be about anything, but he's having to the Seven of Swords is about having to be stealthy. So, like in a positive way, it's sort of like being diplomatic or the quality of appeasement, right? But I think that with Three of Swords next to it, like he's having to like backpedal and get himself out of water. And so right now is a really rough time, but with the Magician card, he will prevail. So this is not the greatest time for him. He's definitely doing stuff behind the scenes that he's keeping a tight lid on. And I think that he also is not operating from a place of love. The three of swords, it's not about heartbreak because swords have to do with the mind, the intellect. So the question when you get this card is like, what kind of thinking is making you feel this way, heartbroken? So he needs to like get back into like heart consciousness. But he's very, very, very smart, very capable. So yeah, there is stuff going on. Absolutely.
What did you think of Katie? I should say, Katie says not a Q question, LOL, an Epstein Maxwell related question. Sorry about that, Katie. So like, what did you think of Bill Gates's divorce? Did you have any opinion on it?
I have not even followed that. I had no idea about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And apparently, well, so allegedly, so here's a question I have about Bill Gates's divorce is they're spreading questions in the media that she was like planning to divorce him since 2019 or whatever, because of the Epstein stuff. Is that can we see if that's true? Because I think those stories were planted as part of a PR strategy.
So you want to know if she really was was she planning on divorcing him in 2019? Is that what your question?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know her first name?
Melinda.
Was she planning on divorcing him in 2019? Yes?
Yes.
And so I'm going to stop shuffling, please. Hold up. Sorry, card flipped. Was she planning on divorcing him in 2019? And wherever you want me to stop, just let me know.
Stop.
Was she planning on divorcing him in 2019? Ooh. 2 nights.
Oh. Is there another man?
Yeah.
There's another man.
Is there no fault divorce? Like, is that global? Like,
I have no idea. You're the honorary divorce lawyer.
Yeah, family law, definitely. Only in California. Never get married in California. Just to put that out there. Never get married in California. So yeah, with the moon, there was some deception. I think that I think with Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups, I think that I don't know if it was a matter of she was planning that. She was definitely deceiving him during that time. I think with another man. So possibly.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Is she beautiful?
I mean, she's an older lady now. I mean, she's kind of average looking, I think. Like, I don't know. They're older.
Is she smart? Does she have like...
I'm sure she's very smart. She was married to him for a long time. I'm sure if she wasn't smart at the beginning of the marriage, I'm sure she was real smart by the end of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. With yeah, I haven't even heard about that. Poor Bill. Poor Bill.
I'm not gonna feel sorry for Bill Gates. I'm sorry. I do not like. I'm smallest violin in the world is playing just for Bill Gates.
I for whatever reason I have a block around. I know that he got somewhat involved in like politics. But yeah, I don't know. No idea.
All right, moving on. Joshua, people in the chat are really perturbed about the libertarian thing. And that's honestly this is part of that's the basis of its appeal, to be honest. Because if someone told me that I could piss the Democrats off more by aligning with the Free State Project in New Hampshire, which is the libertarians in New Hampshire, I would have done this months ago. I can piss off both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party at the same time. Fine. This is a win. I don't know why people think this isn't a good thing. All right, let's see. J. Russ. Hey, you two. Hey, J. Russ. Tonight's question. J. Russ actually has a corresponding question to this. Okay. Tonight's question is, which side is going to win the GOP Civil War? Also, everyone mount that like button like the Lone Ranger on silver. That's right, J. Russ. Thank you for that. If you guys haven't mounted that like button, now's the time. All right. Who is going to win the GOP Civil War? So what he is talking about is essentially there is a band within, and this is one of the things that's really turned me off on the GOP, to be really honest. There is a large band, contingent within the GOP that are the fundamentalist Christian, moral majority of the late 80s and the 90s. Every reason I hated the Republican Party, back in the 90s, there is still that contingent in the Republican Party, and they are loud. And people don't take me seriously when I say this, but I really believe they're gaining steam because I've seen it at in-person events and I've seen it online, and they're gaining more traction than people think. And so will that side win the Civil War, or will MAGA win the Civil War?
Okay, when you say Civil War, so there are two parties within the Republican Party that are dueling. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, there are more than two, but those are the biggest ones that I'm concerned about at the moment.
And one is named what?
One is called the gay haters, and the other is called MAGA.
Okay. So you want to know which one will prevail? Is that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. They're really called the gay haters?
Well, I call them the gay haters.
You know what, like, globally they're known as, or no, we don't.
I will make them globally known as the gay haters.
Okay, well,
I'm working on it very diligently, Joshua. This is a branding exercise.
All right, within the Republican Party, will the gay haters win? How do you feel about that phrasing? Okay,
so yes, perfect. Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Will you phrase that question for me?
In the Republican Party, will the gay haters win?
Okay. And tell me when to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
I wouldn't say, well, there'll be a balance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not sure that's the answer I wanted.
I mean, obviously not. Yeah, I also wouldn't have wanted that answer as well. I think that there's enough for everybody. So like with the 7 of discs or pentacles in this deck, there's sort of like this fear of failure, so to speak. So with the Sun coming up, this sort of, doesn't make it necessarily mean that the gay haters will have victory, but it's more like an all-encompassing thing. And then with the Justice card, I think there will be a balance. There, part of being an American, when I look at these cards, it really is about, you have the right to believe whatever it is that you want. Like, that's America. Like, we're becoming just as bad as, say other parties if we don't give people that liberty to think whatever they want to think. You know what I mean? So I think there will be a balance. I think the Sun makes an overarching positive influence around this whole subject, but I think there will be a balance. So I wouldn't say that they're going to win so much as, their voices have a right to be heard just as anybody else's, even if we don't agree with them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Ooh, I'm pissing everyone off, Joshua. I'm a Christian conservative MAGA, not a gay hater. Shame on you for judging that way. There are gay haters in your ranks, and I see them every single day because they all think I'm a lesbian. So shame on you guys. Shame on you guys if you don't want to see and acknowledge this. And this is part of the problem. And this is why I've told the Republican Party to go fuck itself, because you guys like to deny that these people exist when they do exist. I see them every single goddamn day. So shame on you guys for not wanting to acknowledge it, but thanks for that $5, April. We appreciate it. Travis says, Psychic Josh looks like a guy you would want to be friends with at work.
Thank you.
Joshua, you're going to get the nice comments tonight. I'm going to get the flaming comments tonight. You're going to get the nice comments tonight. It's going to be a good night for you.
Oh, good. I for a good night. I don't know what I said. Oh, I won't bring it up what I said that pissed people off. All right. Yeah. Let's not even go there. Let's keep on going.
Okay. We'll keep everyone pissed off at me tonight. I will take the brunt of it just this once for you, Joshua.
I do appreciate it.
All right. You're welcome. Thomas Bennett says, will we see a second wave of vaccine-resistant COVID infections in the next year because of a COVID-19 variant?
Okay.
So you know how like they're saying that there are going to be all these different variants of COVID-19. So people like you that have gotten the vaccine are going to have to get booster shots, whereas people like me are going to continue not to care.
Okay. All right. So we want to know whether or not there's going to be like a resurge of a variant virus. Is that correct?
Yes. Is there going to be a variant vaccine-resistant virus?
A variant vaccine-resistant virus? Oh, okay. Got it. Jesus, try saying that 5 times fast. A variant vaccine.
So.
Will there be a variant vaccine-resistant virus? That's quite the alliteration.
It is. You're doing it well, though. It's like a tongue twister.
It really is. Yeah. Okay. Let's. Will you say it?
Will there be a vaccine-resistant variant of the virus?
And tell me to stop shuffling, please.
Stop.
God. Oof. Quite possibly.
You're going to need a booster. Look at that. That's like signifying your booster shot right there.
One jab, and let me tell you, it hurts like hell. And oh my God, it was awful. Like the side effect, like for me anyway, like it was bad. I mean, it was a day, but I'm such a baby when I like get sick. And get sick, you know. I mean, it was really bad. But then 10 of Cups, so it's like a close of an emotional cycle. With the Lovers card, I think there'll be a lot of like, you know, dialogue. I think there will be something, but I feel that it's going to be with the Lovers card. The Lovers card has to do with like separation. So I get it being something that's probably going to be clipped off or handled in a way that doesn't make it like a repeat of the last 14 months. You know what I mean? Especially with 10 of Cups. So yeah, I think there will be variants. And again, remember, like you focus on health. If you want health, focus on health. If you want peace, you don't focus on war, you focus on peace. So just try to keep happy. Don't focus on what you don't want. You know, people are worried about this variant. Like it's crazy. We're just getting back into the swing of things. I'm seeing faces, Carlin. Faces again.
I know. It's very exciting for you.
I mean, it's nice. It's nice. Like not even people carrying their mask. They're like walking around like normal human beings without a mask on.
It wasn't that way when I was in Los Angeles like 3 weeks ago. So
they changed things, I think. Like only a few weeks ago. They let people in LA, if they've gotten vaccinated, to go outside without a mask. So people have been running with it.
Wow. Good for them. Good for them. Driving Miss Charlie says simply because if we split the vote, that might just hand it to the left. No, that is absolutely going to hand it to the left. But this is what you guys want. It's what you guys want. Like, I have been saying for months that if people like me don't align with the GOP, then you guys are always going to lose perpetually. And what the response I get when I say that is, we don't really care. We prefer to lose. Get the fuck out of our party. So we're all going to lose. I am going to lose perpetually, and I'm completely prepared for this. Josh is like, what? All right. King Bronze L says, do you know what a libertarian egalitarian is? Dude, I'm not even going to get into that. Like, I know vaguely there are lots of different anomalies within the libertarians, and I don't particularly care to address that at this point. All right. Justin White says, will Fauci be exposed and go to prison? Asking for someone else in the chat. I think what he's talking about, so there are starting to, like, there's some news coming out that basically indicates that Fauci was, okay, I might totally flub this up because I haven't really been paying attention to it. But, like, Fauci funded the laboratory in China where the virus may have escaped from. Will Fauci face consequences for being involved?
Will Fauci face criminal charges? Is that what we're asking?
Yes.
Oh my God, that would be hysterical to see. I shouldn't say that, but I mean, wouldn't it be really funny?
It would be really funny.
Okay, from the top. Will Fauci face criminal charges?
Yes.
Will you say it?
Will Fauci face criminal charges?
And so I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Well, I wouldn't say criminal charges, but his time is up. I will say that.
Really?
Yeah. So
Well,
we get the decision card, and like, you know, again, like you've seen the clips of like masks don't work. You don't need a mask. Wear a mask. Wear 3 masks. Like he changes the story, right? So with the Magician card being a really good communicator, he's able to keep things, you know, on the up and up with like, you know, he has power people around him. This is the Wealth card. But your final card in terms of will he face charges 10 of Swords. So
Show that card again. Show that card again. That was too quick. Show.
so
you.
I think
That makes me feel better.
I think with the Magician and the Wealth card, I think that balances this out. I don't think he'll face criminal charges, but I think that his day is up and he probably will go into hiding and you will not hear from him ever again.
Good. Yeah. I'm not mad about that. Armani V says Republicans do zero to fight. I told the New York Republicans in December to challenge possible vaccine passports and mandates in response to Cuomo mandating vaccine for the SUNY and the CUNY schools. They're preparing a statement for it. That's it. They're grifters. Yes, that is exactly right. And that is one of many, many, many reasons why I'm done with the Republican Party. Jamie Armstrong says, will the solar storm disrupt the power grid? I don't even know that. I didn't know there was a solar storm, but okay.
Can we get a clarification?
Jamie Armstrong, can we get a clarification on? I guess what do you want a clarification on?
What's the solar storm and what's the other thing?
The power grid. I understand the power grid.
What's the power grid?
It's like what supplies us power.
Okay.
Like the electric company.
Okay. Well, let's just go with that. Will the
like a solar flare, like in that movie Knowing, when a solar flare destroyed the world? Is that what we're talking about? With a solar flare? Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that movie?
No, I didn't see that.
It's like a good movie. I thought it was a good movie anyway. You might enjoy it. Okay, Adrian, who is a scientist, big solar storms can send electromagnetic waves and disrupt the power grid. Okay, are we going to have a storm that is disrupting the power grid?
And I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Are we going to have a storm that disrupts the power grid?
Oh, Jamie says it's coming tomorrow, so this might be pertinent information, timely information.
Yeah.
You look very serious.
5 of Pentacles doesn't bode very well for the effects.
No, that does not bode well at all.
But remember, like these two people,
they can go inside the church for help. They're walking by a place for help.
You are so good. How do you remember that?
I listen to you sometimes.
That is, yeah. So all's not lost. However, we do get the Fool card. So your guess is as good as mine. Queen of Wands will save the day, though. So I think that this guy is who's going to really be helpful. So this is a fiery guy. This could be, I mean, it could be Trump, but Trump's not a fire sign. But I'd say he's pretty fiery.
I would say so too.
Yeah. Is there maybe there's some fiery guy who's going to like help things, but he's somehow involved in this. So yeah, there's rough stuff going on with that. Like that's a very, very good question.
Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow if a solar storm disrupts the power grid and we're like back in like, I don't even know what.
Yeah.
Let's see. I hope not, because I'm supposed to go to Texas on Thursday. All right. Shannon says, with all the international craziness, will World War III go hot within 2 years? Thank you for the very uplifting question, Shannon. Joshua, will World War III start within the next couple of years?
And tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
No, but there will be definitely communications and threats is my guess.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So we get 9 of discs. So we're, sitting pretty, but then with 9 of swords, I think that there are people that are worried about things. The thing is that's going on, what I get is that Biden in particular is worried about stuff, but he's not able to do anything. So it's almost like clocked in his head. So I do wonder if there have been some threats or stuff that's been sort of beneath the surface that they're not going public with. Because the 9 of swords is like keeping something in your head, like too much information and getting anxiety over it. And then with Page of Swords, there's definitely going to be, I think, a more contentious communications. I don't think that this is necessarily war, but I think that it's definitely something that it needs to be harmonized in order for the powers to be to rest easy, and therefore for us to rest easy, because the more secure they feel, the more secure we will feel. Make sense?
All right. It does make sense.
There's definitely concerns that are not being spoken about.
All right.
We can call it World War III in the next few years now.
Joshua, Spirit Matter says that you look all glowy and perhaps even sun-kissed.
Thank you. Yes.
They really like you today.
That's good. I need to be liked after I piss people off. I forget what I said.
You know what I think is so funny? That for the last year, all I've heard about from the right, or not from the right, but like from people on the left are like, she's a grifter. She's just grifting for the Republican Party. She's a grifter. And now all the Republicans are like, you're grifting with the Libertarians. I'm like, the Libertarians don't spend money on, like, how am I grifting for the Libertarians? Please tell me how I'm grifting today. All right. Let's see. Oh God, Super Chat jump. Hey God, I'm trying to find my place. All right. Mr. Scott J87 says, why not the Constitution Party and piss off the Libertarians? I like the Constitution because I like the Mises Caucus and the Libertarians, guys. It's not about the Libertarian Party National. It's about the Mises Caucus. Like, if the Mises Caucus wasn't making the Libertarians suck a whole lot less, the Libertarians would be literally nowhere on my radar. That's why. Katie 0528 says, does the jab cause infertility even at a low percent? I've heard many sad reports of miscarriages after the jab, and I'm curious if it is related to it. Joshua, does the jab cause infertility?
Anytime we're going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Well, we just probably will get demonetized after I say what I'm going
No!
to say.
Okay, YouTube. He is a psychic. YouTube. He is not giving out health advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. He is a psychic. If you demonetize it over a psychic prediction, that just shows how petty you people are. Okay, go.
Well, I don't like these cards in regard to your question. I really don't.
This is why I'm not getting that damn vaccine.
I mean, we get 5 of swords, and then we get 5 of cups. So I think that, I mean, I think that again, if you have in your head that it could cause problems, then it will cause problems. You know what I mean? If you're meant to have a child and raise children, I don't think that a vax or anything like that theoretically is going to be an issue. But we do have this fear of defeat, and we have like there being disappointment. So again, I think that it's probably an individual thing. I think that if you have any concerns, if you really want to be a mother, and you have any, concerns about it, then you need to really talk to your doctor and, determine, which one might be best for you if you feel like you still want to get it. But I think that, again, all things happen in the mind first, even the things that we don't want to happen. So, don't give energy to it. There are plenty of people that have gotten inoculations, for many, many years and have raised, have had children. And I really think the inoculation too, it's more of like a permission slip to say, okay, now I'm resistant to COVID. Like it's inoculations again, it's like with the mind. So those people who believe that getting vax is going to keep me from COVID, well, they will be safe from COVID because it's about your beliefs. You know what I mean? But if somebody's like, I don't need a vax, I'm going to be immune to COVID anyway, and they really believe that, then they also will be immune to COVID. So it's all mental.
See, and this is part of the reason why I just am not going to get the vaccine, because I'm not remotely scared of any of this.
Right.
I'm not. And if I get it, fine. But like, you know, and even if I die from it, fine, because I'm not actually that scared of death. I'm not scared of death at all. Like, would it, like, I'm not like rushing to it, but like, I'm not afraid of any of this.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. One Mom, Two Sons says, April, the shame lies with you being a conservative Christian at a psychic chat. I think that's true. That's from that super chat earlier.
Hey, look, I went to school, Catholic school, for 12 years. I'm still in touch with the nuns who still love me, even though they know what I do. So if they can handle it, I think everybody else can. We could even sing some hymns if that would make your Christians. You know, I know a lot. I know every single, like.
I want to hear you sing a hymn.
All right. Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. Hymn book, but that's one of them. And yeah, lots of other ones too. Lot
Josh,
more where that came from.
You'll have to sing us a hymn next time. You'll have to come prepared. You'll have to sing us a hymn and do a dance.
Wear my altar boy outfit for.
Oh, nothing could possibly go wrong with that idea.
I was an altar boy.
I know you were. You were. Well, we're not going to talk about how you were very offended that something didn't happen to you. We're not talking about it, Joshua. We're not getting demonetized.
Okay.
Okay. Godar Bazaar says, will America stay strong in 10 years from now?
What happened?
Will America be strong in 10 years?
Okay. And tell me when I should stop shuffling the cards.
Stop. Guys, if you want to mount that like button after Joshua's admission that he was an altar boy, now would be a good time.
I was terrible though. I would always ring the bells at the wrong time. I would fall asleep because if I had to do a 5 a.m. mass, and like I got in trouble a lot. I mean, a 6 a.m. mass is an early mass. It may have been even 5
It is, even for a kid. Yes, it's very early.
It's ridiculous. So yeah, there's going to be some issues. Thanks, Nick. There's going to be some issues with America being as strong. There'll be like some strife, but the Five of Wands, it's, you know, there's still strength there. There's fire. And then with Knight of Pentacles and Queen of Wands, yeah, I think these two characters are going to have to come in during that time and sort of get things more stable. Knight of Pentacles being an earthy guy, we need some earth. We need an earth sign, I think, in the White House, and alongside maybe this Queen of Wands character. Maybe it's you. Maybe you'll be President or Vice President, Carlin. Since you're
no.
Queen of Wands.
No, veto that idea. No. All right. Joseph Outlaw 2 says, will Caitlyn Jenner be able to get a majority support in votes in the recall election of California Governor Gavin Newsom?
Okay, so is she going to replace Newsom, right?
Yes.
Will Caitlyn replace Newsom? And tell me when to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
I mean, it's possible.
But you don't feel good about it?
I mean, we get the 9 of discs, right? So, you know, this is just...
That is a rich lady.
It's a very rich lady. Then you get 9 of Pentacles. I forget what sign Newsom is. But I feel like there might be somebody else that might be better. She's not the only one that's going against Newsom, right?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a whole laundry list. There's going to be a whole clown car of candidates. Yeah. It is. It's going to be a clown car. It is.
I think somebody else will, but I don't think it will be her. I'd be really surprised. But Two of Wands, like that, it hasn't been decided yet. But there's a lot of people that are going to be putting things in the pot. I think they're going to probably get somebody, honestly, that's probably like Caitlyn, like her values and everything, but is not transgender, and that's probably what's going to make it happen. I mean, just like face reality, like a lot of people are not comfortable with that just yet. Do you know what I mean?
But like it's so stupid. It's so stupid. People are being so ridiculous. Like I can't even. I would go into a half-hour-long rant about how ridiculous the Republican Party is being about this, but we only have 5 minutes left of the show.
Yeah. But don't you think it's really going to be tough for Republicans to swallow her as a viable candidate?
I think this is part of the reason that I'm like washing my hands of the Republican Party, because it's like they let stupid nonsense get in the way of the bigger picture. They do. This is stupid nonsense. It's dumb. And, fine. Whatever. They want to pass up the opportunity to red pill millions of people. Fine. Not my business, but I'm not going to play on their team anymore when they're not willing to do what it takes to actually win the goddamn war. Cody says, wait, are you actually trying to be a psychic? OMG, LOL. He's not trying to be a psychic, Cody.
No, Cody. We don't try.
We do. We do.
We be. And you can be one too. All you have to do is say, Mecca Lecca Hi, Mecca Heiny Ho.
All right. One Mom, Two Sons says, can I give a personal shout out to Joshua and a follow-up update on my reading? I don't know about the follow-up update, but shout out to Joshua. And George Andre Veloso Nunez says, you're not grifting, you're being authentic and not just following the party line without thinking if you agree with it or not. That is exactly right. I'm following my bliss, and my bliss is no longer with the Republican Party. It's with the Libertarians. Words I never thought I would say. Well, Joshua, that's all our super chats for the night, but we have about 3 minutes left, and you wanted to talk about the new moon.
Yeah, we have a new moon. Oh, we had one earlier. So that means it's the new moon in Taurus. So over the past 2 weeks, we had the waning moon, and it was a very scorpionic influence. So you may have felt really, really, really high or really, really low. You may have been triggered. You may have gotten upset. Well, that's good, because now the sun and the moon are both in the sign of Taurus, which is all about your values. So over the past 2 weeks, if you found yourself really high or really low, now you have a better idea of what your values really are. And that's what Taurus is all about. So now, for the next 2 weeks, you can bring new things into your life that you really, really value. So I did a video about it. Check my YouTube. And yeah, you can learn more about the new moon and how you can make it work for you on my latest video on YouTube.
Awesome. And I actually watched Joshua's video earlier today, and I think Joshua is getting really good at YouTube.
Thank you, Carlin. I appreciate that.
I thought it was very, very good.
It's coming along nicely. Oh, and also do readings, of course.
Yes. So if you want to get in touch with Joshua and get a reading or anything else, his information is in the description below. And of course, subscribe to his YouTube, because Joshua, you're like pretty close to getting monetized, and that's very exciting.
Ooh, that could be amazing.
So make sure, put Joshua over the threshold, subscribe to his channel, watch his videos. You can keep up with him during the week. And yeah, I guess, Joshua, we have 2 whole minutes left. I guess we're ending early tonight.
That's amazing. I don't think that's ever happened.
Guys, as an extra bonus, if you contact Joshua and get a reading, you're really going to piss off this Cody guy who is now trolling the chat saying all psychics are frauds and con men. So you want to piss off Cody by going and getting a reading with Joshua. It's like an extra added bonus, and you help him out in the process.
It's true.
Yay.
Very true.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this, mount that like button on your way out the door. We will be back here next week, same time, same place. So come join us at 9:30 on Tuesday, and we'll answer your psychic questions. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.